Humans are social beings, and social relationships are critical to human existence, not just to feel happy and connected, but also to feel secure and motivated. Recent advances from the neurosciences have confirmed the existence of a social network in the brain comprising of the amygdala, regions of the prefrontal cortex, the temporal cortex, and the cingulate cortex. Okay. The figure shows the amygdala, which is part of the limbic or the emotional system of the brain, which plays an important role in processing emotions. So the amygdala is sitting here. Okay. The intraparietal sulcus, okay, which is sitting here, okay, plays an important role. So does the temporoparietal junction in TPJ. The inferior frontal gyrus, which is sitting here, it's also known as Broca's area. The middle prefrontal cortex, which you see on the left over here in orange. And these are all part of the mirror neuron system of the brain. And the mirror neuron system of the brain is involved in mentalizing, that is, understanding the intent of others. The anterior insula, which is indicated here in AI, this region, is important also for processing the emotions of others, be it happiness or pain or disgust, while the anterior cingulate cortex plays an important role in conflict management. And clearly, all these are processes that we use in relationship management and in life every day. Now, the existence of the mirror neuron system in humans arises from the observation that the same brain areas are activated when we observe another person performing the same action. And that's why they're called mirror neurons. So imagine you watch somebody eating a bar of chocolate or your favorite ice cream, and you begin to salivate. So you're watching somebody, but you can begin to feel your mouth water. That's because you can imagine or mentalize the pleasure that person is getting, and you're participating in that action. This ability of being able to mentalize is seen in primates and in humans. But it plays a very important role in humans because it allows us to also imagine the mental state of the person you are interacting with. And once you are able to understand the mental state of the person, you are able to make predictions about how that person is going to behave next. Okay? This ability to predict the mental state of the person on how he or she will behave next is critical to managing human relationships. So this plays an important role, and you can clearly see, therefore, the need to understand emotions. Okay? So you read these mental states because of the emotional states that we process. Okay? So if I'm smiling when I'm speaking, it's because you can begin to feel that I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And if you begin to smile when I'm speaking, I begin to get the feeling that you are enjoying what you are listening to. And therefore, emotional literacy becomes a very important part of social and emotional learning. Thus, the mirror neuron system also enables us to share the experiences of others. And what's been really exciting over the last few years has been that we now know that the ability to develop emotional literacy can be taught in the classroom, just like you can teach children literacy and numeracy. But you must also realize that another thing that we need to teach our children is self-awareness, to recognize the states of our own selves as and when they are occurring, because we know this self-awareness influences others too. So the better we become at self-awareness and at predicting intent, the better we will be at managing social relationships and our social interactions. If we begin to thrive at them, life will become so much more fuller, happier, and enjoyable. And that's what we want our children to do, to thrive in life.